Hey, wake up.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the second match of today. My name is Zarias, and casting with me is going to be Exodus's top lane, Nightmare. How are we doing, man?
I'm doing fine, Zarias. How have you been?
Pretty good, pretty good. So, let's get on with the match rolling right away. This is going to be a match between Nexus Destroyers and Team AX. AX just recovering from a very rocky last match against Team Misfits, where they picked a very early game-centric comp and pretty much couldn't get the early game that they needed, so the match pretty much slowly tumbled down and out of reach for any hope of victory. And so this time, I'm not quite sure if they'll roll out the same comp again. They did not have two of their members. They did not have Jungle last time. They did have to get a sub in the form of Plungel Birdie on AD carry. But now that Jungle is back, you could probably expect them to be more in sync with each other. While Nexus Destroyers they're actually one of the few teams that have stood up to OG quite well. OG were pretty much the Giants and the number one favorites and the top contenders for the number one spot in the Pro League. And actually, out of most teams that they faced against, Nexus Destroyers are the ones that gave them the hardest time. And primarily because of Redemar and... Oh god, I keep forgetting support. Is that how they support, Panda? Never mind, I keep forgetting. So, anyway, without further ado, enough history lessons from both teams. We do see the Kha'Zix, Zed, and Lissandra being banned on the side of Nexus Destroyers, while the Rammus, Morgana, and Javin the fourth. Rammus, obviously, when you see a guy named Best Rammus SEA, there's really no reason why you shouldn't ban Rammus, I'd say. You really don't want to give a guy the champ that he's played all his life, I guess. You've played a lot of Renekton, right?
Yeah, I've played a lot of Renekton. Rammus ganks early are very hard to dodge, and the same goes for Javin. But I guess the Kha'Zix would be like a target ban towards Incarnation, because he is known for his Kha'Zix jungle. And Lissandra ban, of course, she's strong in any lane at the moment. You can put her anywhere and expect her to be relevant in team fight.
Right, so the Thresh first pick coming in for Deathsaw. I mean, Thresh is one of pretty much his most played champ. I've almost always seen his Thresh being around, so it's a very comfortable pick for Deathsaw, and actually one of the most common support picks anyway, because from his release and the very nature of his kit, pretty much warranted 100% pick and ban 90% pick and ban in most games at least. He was, in both in solo queue and in team ranked and professional play, so not much of a surprise there. While the Ezreal and Lee Sin being locked in on the side of AX. So what do you think of Lee Sin, man? How is he in the current state of things?
Strong jungler early game, and if he ward jumps behind you, and you're overextending a lot, expect to blow a flash or something, or else you'll have to give up a kill.
Right, indeed, and an Ezreal being locked in from Incarnation, so it looks like Jungli will be going for that or is it? No, I believe Incarnation, okay, no, I think Incarnation is the jungler. Damien going in the mid lane, and Gorivin, Exi and Jungli in the bot lane, and Sitastic in the top. So, the Xin Zhao being hovered over by West Ham SSA. I think that's the only other champion that I've seen every time his Rammus got banned. It is that Xin Zhao, or maybe even the Javin. But as we all know, Javin is 100% picked and banned in this tournament, and pretty much in the meta in general. So, yeah, because
insta-lock coming in from Redemar. Just seeing that body open, he just takes it away.
I'm kind of surprised he didn't go Graves. He did put a very strong display of his Graves in the Nexus vs OG games. In fact, he even managed to out-trade the famed Frost Brutality bot lane multiple times, as I remember seeing in that match earlier on stream. But I guess the reason you picked Corki was because of the synergy with Thresh. I mean, you would... Between Graves Thresh and Corki Thresh, I guess you pretty much pick the Corki Thresh because it generally works better. Meanwhile, the Graves Janna being locked in, they look like
Ezreal, and Janna is a very good pick against the Zinja, because Zinja can't get near Graves now. He'll just get ulted or tornadoed away. So.
Right, so not quite sure. This is the first Ezreal mid that I've seen so far, and wow, are you really going to pick that Terminator? I suppose he is. never mind. God, I hope too much. Anyway, the reason I stopped for a moment there was because Oriana is my favorite champion. I pretty much get excited every time I see one, so that's just me. Nothing related to you guys. Nothing related to you too, Panda. Keep quiet. So, a Jace being picked in the top lane, and that will be a Syndra mid for Terminator against Ezreal. So, talking to the top lane match, friend, I'm a top lane man. How good is Jace in the current meta and everything?
Strong top laner. As long as like he can poke away the enemy. But like if a Jace starts to fall behind from someone like like a Rumble or Rengar or any top laner like Irelia Jack, there's no coming back for him. Like he can't stay in lane against those guys if they get like 2-3 kills ahead. He'll just like have goes like ask his jungler to just like camp him. That's Jace.
Right. So, looks like he's picking a very snowball top lane. And then Rumble coming in from Syntastic. He put on a fairly decent show with his Nard last game, but it does look like he's going for a Rumble pick. So, team comp wise, actually Team AX picking a very strong team comp this time around compared to the very early game centric team comp they picked last game. However, on the side of Nexus Destroyers, they have equally as much power because you have a Jace in the top lane, a Syndra in the mid lane, and a Corki Thresh at that bot lane, along with a Xin Zhao jungle to boot. So while they may not lack a solid enough front line as probably Team AX would, wouldn't you say that Leona would have fitted into that comp better on the side of Team AX over a Janna?
Yeah, I guess, but like Janna gives that extra protection to Graves on like Xin Zhao. Like, of course, try to jump on him every time. Yeah, right, but they could have picked like a tanky top laner or something.
Yeah, well, Rumble is fairly tanky in his own way. I mean, granted, yes, he is mostly feared for his general damage and all that, but he can frontline decently, maybe not too much. But again, like against this kind of a team comp, given their picks, I would say Rumble is still a really good pick because they're generally not. They can't take a Rumble Ultimate all that well. Like if you look at all of them, sure, yes, they'll probably have escapes against it. The Corki can just Valkyrie away. The Jace can probably just change stances and go away. And the Syndra, I feel like the Rumble pick is specifically targeted towards the Syndra and the Jace even. Just to solely try and get them out. It looks like at least.
For me, I don't think like there has to be a situation where you can't pick Rumble. Because like even if a Rumble falls behind in his lane, you can't really ignore him in team fight. Like if he just places his ult and like if for example a Syndra like, just stands over it, she'll just get melted. Same goes for the ADC. So like even if a Rumble falls behind and he like gets his haunting guys and his magic penetration boots, he can like he's still better than Jace in team fights, not counting the poke Jace does, but like in an all-in team fight.
Yeah, and Team AX, their team comp in general, I feel like the Ezreal mid pick leaves a bit of a big hole because he is pretty much a very, very cheesy early game pick where he just comes in and tries to pretty much chase you out of lane in the early game, and it is a Syndra, so there's really not too much working out for you when you're against something of an Ezreal where you're fighting for survivability in lane at all past level 1, past level 2. And as you go towards 6, he will pretty much be all-inning you a lot. And hopefully Terminator sees this because while yes, Syndra is a comfortable pick of his, I'm really not sure if he can hold up to Incarnation's Ezreal all that well. And I'm expecting Incarnation to pretty much use up that early game power completely against the Syndra this game.
I'm not sure about Thresh's exhaust in this game. There's not I don't find someone like that would do that much burst damage. Rumble is like basically he does like damage over time. There's not like a AP mid laner to do burst.
Yeah, I feel like it's only effective against the Graves out of everyone else at all because if Jungli decides to quick draw right in and pretty much to sort of make a simple positioning seem like a catch, you could pretty much exhaust the Graves and give him help that way. And you also have really good catch on the side of Nexus as well because you have a Jace poke coming in huge. You have the biggest of them all, the Syndra Q in the Syndra's ult into Scatter the Weak. If he can pull it off, will pretty much be a very useful tool for catches. And you have the classic Thresh hook. So bunch of really, really good catch opportunities coming in on the side of Nexus Destroyers. And on Team AX's side, I feel like they have good counter engage as well, like the Rumble Ultimate, and the Janna to help them get away. And wow, I just DC from the match. Panda take it away for a while. Yeah, my plan crashed.
It's basically like which jungler can snowball his lanes better. Because yes, of course, nobody wants to see a Fed Syndra. I've seen Fed Syndras and oh my god, they are hell for like the whole team. So Zinja, I guess, will be pressuring lanes, mostly I think the mid lane.
Yeah,
You can see a
just
fire
slowly. So I have to completely shut it out. Yeah, I'm coming. I'm trying to reconnect. I don't know why it's.
There's not much to say about the teams at the moment, but like
How the level ones go? Now they're in the loading screen. Tell me about the level ones.
See, I would I expect Rumble to win lane because like he is a lane bully. For me, he's like probably the strongest lane bully at the moment in top lane.
Yeah, you'd know best. Probably you must have faced many Rumbles in your top lane adventures that you've had so far.
Rumble, and then there's Fiora, but like Fiora isn't isn't played at all.
Yeah, I'm expecting a standard fan out from both teams level 1 when they move out of the summoner platforms, where we'll probably see Ria's release. Has the game started? No, right?
No.
Okay, let's go to the loading screen then. Seems like I've come back just in time. So, but I wouldn't be surprised if Nexus Destroyers go in for the invade early on, because they do have a Xin Zhao Q, they do have a Thresh Hook, and they have the Jace poke in general. So they have the damage level 1. So
they are looking for something, because like 4 of them are grouped.
Oh.
Okay, I think they're separating now.
I'm kind of... Okay. Right, I think I'm seeing something. Okay, anyway. 3 people going down into that bot lane, trying to go for the catch, as I said, but equally, it looks like Jungly and Goriv and XZ are trying to make a move on their own down that same side.
We might see some early action.
Going in, and wow, that'll be a straight up hook. Will we see a kill? No, not quite. The flash will save Goriv and XZ from certain death. So, flash burned, really good. Really good.
Terminator kind of like missing that word. He tried to put it into the dragon pit.
Yeah, well, it happens. At least about me can feel it.
Almost like my plan. Okay.
Bit of some recalling trolls coming in from Red MR on that Corki. So, kind of a good advantage. Do you think it's good enough that, you know, if you've procced a Janna Flash, and you pretty much expect it is a Corki Thresh after all, and given how last game went, when I saw Kranko on that Thresh and Cookies on that Corki, they were severely aggressive and without even burning flashes. So we can expect to see the Corki and Thresh lane do even better than the last Corki and Thresh we saw in the previous match. Yeah. Okay.
This is like probably my second or third time seeing a Rumble start with his harpoons. Because like usually Rumbles, they start with their Q and they like charge it towards their lane. So by the time they reach their lane, they have it on overheat and like they can do a lot of damage to the enemy laner.
Yeah, oddly enough, he does not seem to be doing that, and I'm not quite sure why, but ultimate target isn't even close to the lane. Is he invading with best time as SEA? Yes, he is, and he'll actually be spotted in the process. And what is he going for? Why is he tagging along with best time as SEA? I'm really curious, and Incarnation is level 1, still not quite going for it. I'm not quite sure what he's even planning for. I feel like Incarnation will pretty much get a kill for free, but no, not quite.
This is not good at all for Jace. He's just giving Rumble a lead.
And look at Damien, he immediately makes a move onto the opponent red buff, knowing that Xin Zhao is wasting time trying to go for an invade onto his own red buff.
We might see Xin Zhao die.
Never mind, he actually stays and that'll be instant first blood. Wow. Very, very costly mistakes right off the bat from Nexus Destroyers against Team AX right now. So he can pretty much freely take his red whenever he wants to, but he doesn't opt to. He does go for his own red after. He has better other plans. I guess he's just looking for different, pretty much other ways to shut down the Xin Zhao jungle, I guess. It's like
a great hook
coming in. Hook into a double flay. There will be some good bit of aggression. We will not see a kill though. And that is what I'm saying. When the Jana's flash is down, I mean, although yes, the hook was onto Graves, the fact that the only thing Jana can do is pretty much shield the Graves is big in itself. So they can pretty much just pick one target and then shut them down completely. I'm just expecting it to be the Jana because her flash is down.
The Jace, like when he walks into the jungle,
it will be wow. some bit of BMing coming in from Incarnation onto that mid lane. And from Damien on that.
The Jace invade was very bad because like Jace like Rumble isn't strong at like early levels, like level 1 and level 2. So like Jace should utilize those levels to poke down the Rumble, because after level 4 or something, if the Jace tries to poke him, the Rumble can do more damage than he expects.
Yeah, that's the thing, and he completely missed his chance in trying to go for an invade. I feel like he should have recognized the fact that Jace can pretty much take on a Rumble in the early game. Probably until about level 5 or level 6. But he doesn't choose to do so. And even after that, he still has an opportunity, even post 6, I feel, until he is level 11. And that will see a gank go in. No, the cure. Sonic Wave will miss, and a great hook landing in. Very good max range hook coming in from Deathsaw onto Damien, but well, not particularly amount of us. There's no reason to go in. I mean, you wouldn't pretty much want to sell your soul like that. And looked like he's not hell-bent on giving up yet. He did not back off, and that is way too far for him to go in. And Redemar Valkyrieing away, but to no avail, and a good dodge, good sidestep. So good plays coming in from Redemar. Did well to pretty much stay away from Damien at the cost of his flash, of course. So hopefully they record it. Keep it in mind that Lee Sin does not quite have flash, which is always a huge thing because we know how many flash Qs and pretty much flash smite Qs that he could pretty much pull off. You never really know. Every single Lee Sin player is just weird in that way. At least I'd like to think so.
It's good how I think like Ninja got both his buffs even after he died. I think he didn't clear his buffs before.
Yeah, so that's what I kind of think. I was expecting Damien to kind of go in, and wow, that'll be a good gang in the round. They will all in and they will proc the flash from Syntastic, but can he go further?
And a counter gang coming in.
It'll actually be Teenic coming in and pretty much attempting to go for a frag onto Xin Zhao. I'm sorry, I'm using FPS terms. I don't know why I said frag. I should have just said kills. Really sorry, I don't know why I'm wavering right now. I guess I just am. Panda, that goes for you too, I don't care. And wow, that will be a severely all-in kind of engage coming in from Incarnation. He does take a crucial tower shot, and now,
bot lane, Koki has to Valkyrie out of that, and execute coming in.
Execute? Well, that's embarrassing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's like well, your eyes do not deceive you, gentlemen. It's not deceiving, gentlemen. That is best damage SCA getting fashionably executed after getting low from a top gank. I only wish that Damien would have continued to follow up back there, but I guess he was low himself, so nothing much could come out of it. So he just says to back off.
Yeah. It worse if it still had that damage thing like from Syntastic. It would have the kill would have gone to Syntastic, but I think he missed it from second.
Yeah,
Ninja going for some revenge on the Gromp.
Yep. Wants to teach that Gromp a lesson for what it did, for all the mean things that it pulled on him. Oh well, nothing. There's really nothing much else we can say about that now, can we? So, going at the items, it does look like the Ezreal is going to rush the Triforce. He already has completed the Sheen, so that will give him the power spike he needs and the security, and pretty much every single incentive to go offensive on the Cinder and pretty much try and wreck her right now. Really, because unless you've dodged the first bit of skills when you're facing an ADS mid, you're pretty much screwed. Even and no more to auto attacks can pretty much.
A great hook coming in by Thresh, but they're not following it up. And we can see Ninja is just baby camping the Jace because he knows Rumble doesn't have flash, but it's not working out for them. So Jace is constantly pushing that lane.
I mean, that partly has to do with the general Xin Zhao's kit, isn't it? Because he has to go right in, and wow, this is a bit of an aggressive Jana kind of aggressive play coming in. I'm not quite sure why Damien took his own sweet time to get in though. I feel like, was he waiting there for no reason? I mean, he just wasn't looking. And Incarnation,
I think they expected the enemy bot lane to chase the red team, but it didn't happen. So, like, probably he was.
Yeah, well, how different would that be from when he just goes in and shields this thing and wow, that will be the ultimate coming right in. Does not have mana for anything else.
And the Ninja coming in, trying to clean up. Okay, he leaves.
Nothing big.
Ezreal.
No?
So nothing happening.
Nothing big happening over there. They will pretty much get out home free, or will they? Yes, they can.
Somehow, like, Ace is still like out farming the Rumble. I guess Rumble is missing a lot of farm.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird. I mean, Syntastic did play a fairly good game last game, and wow, that will be a catch. Will we finally see the ending? No, he doesn't have the mana for a play.
Out on
it looks like Janna will go scot-free. Oh, not quite. No, that is such a... I'm not quite sure why Best Time SCA would continue hitting the ward, even though he sees Damien right there going for that, and that will pretty much be incentive to go for Dragon. No, not quite. Incarnation is probably too low. Incarnation is too low. They cannot possibly take Dragon over that. Best Time SCA can pretty much give one fashionable ult and kill them, I guess.
The red team used 2 summoners to save Ezreal. Like, Ezreal had to use his Barrier, and Janna used Exhaust just to save that Ezreal. Like, so like they blew 2 summoners just for like to save Ezreal, and I don't think it will help them.
Yeah, but in the meantime, they actually managed to get a few catches. They pretty much, while it does seem like clever baits, it's actually the fault, completely Nexus Destroyers' fault for overstepping and going in that much. Why did Best Time SCA have to go in and clear that ward without seeing Lee Sin anywhere else? Why did Terminator on that Syndra go right in without much mana in his pool, in his resource pool? Really not sure. So very questionable decisions being made right in that one particular spot. But in the top lane, we do see Rumble slowly beginning to outdamage the Chase ever so slowly. But you can't really underestimate the Chase. Both champs at top lane can pretty much scale very well off of items.
And the Seeker's Vanguard by Rumble is a good pick, but like I would have preferred the Haunting guys more. It would help him like do more damage and like help his team better. But like after you purchase the Seeker's Arm Guard, you have to like wait 1600 gold just to get your Needlessly Large Rod. So.
And Damien, oh my god, that is too close with comfort really for Jungli right there. Demar and Deathstar trying to make good use of that, not quite able to because the quick dot has given to safety, and Damien really trying to pressure Best Time SCA's blue so much. He's been there for at least a minute now, and Terminator even very puzzled on whether to help them or not, and a good hook being coming in from Deathsaw into that bot lane. Will be actually a kill? No, the big one misses from Redemar, and so he's not able to secure the kill, it seems like. And Damien go all in onto Best Time SCA right now. The Tempest / Triple will do a fair bit of work, and no, that is a very early. That is an early scat of the week coming in from Terminator, but I feel like he will get the kill onto the Lee Sin, but he cannot particularly do much against the Ezreal.
Oh, you're ahead of me.
Oh, we're slightly behind. Yeah, you're slightly ahead of us. I tell you what, just press backspace once and tell me what time you're on. Okay. Are you at 12:12? 12:13? Yeah, okay. Panda, set back.
I'm at 12, 17, 12, 18, 19.
Yeah. Okay, good. So we're in sync now. I very much slowed my stream down. So, that was a bit of an engage coming in from Damien. Did end up costing his life, but he didn't manage to get a kill on Best Time SCA in the end. So yes, it's a fair 1-for-1 trade. And wow, Best Time SCA going all in onto Incarnation. Yes, he will get the kill. Beautifully done by Best Time SCA. Even though he died, that was very, very well done. Using the ultimate to pretty much secure the kill and depending on its damage to do well. However, it is rather unfortunate that he happens to be the jungler and the one with smite on the team, because that gives every motive for Team AX to just go right in and take the first dragon.
And trying to engage on them.
No, that wasn't really. That wasn't an engage. That was a hook to save his life and prevent them from engaging onto him. That's pretty much something that Threshers do on a very commonly, really. And that'll be it. That'll be Team AX taking the first dragon, and Nexus Destroyers kind of trying to scramble around, trying to see who they can catch and make a bit of a play on, because with a lost dragon, they really don't have much else to do besides just gaining vision, pushing out lanes, and pretty much trying to set roams and set catches, which they don't seem to be doing at the moment.
So there's not much of a discrepancy in the bot lane farm. Both of them are farming equally well. And we can see Lee Sin coming in for a lane gank. Bot lane.
Yep, and we're yet to see if they will really go in and whether they'll come out successfully, or will it? No, the Q again misses. And Redem are doing a really quick and lightning fast flash, really, in order to reactively prevent Damien from pretty much jumping right onto his face. And is he disconnected? Because he's just staying there, and wow, he has. Okay. So I'm not quite sure. Yes, okay, good. Finally they paused, because it did look like he was standing there really weirdly, for no reason at all.
Ezreal is outfarming Syndra by a lot.
Yep.
That's not good.
And it's actually very worrying, because it is an Ezreal, and soon enough, like before Syndra can manage to get, I believe she's building a Morello. I don't think that's a DFG. That really can't be a DFG. And there's no point building a Chalice against an Ezreal, because you don't want MR against a guy who deals any damage.
Axe already has a 2.3k gold lead, and it's mainly, I guess, in the mid lane. Mid lane and jungle is where the lead has been.
Yep, and does look like he's reconnected, and a ward will spot West Ham's SCA's plan to go in and try and gank the body, and look at the damage he's dealing from 1Q. If he takes way too much, and wow.
Yeah, Rumble going for the taunting guys, which is going to help him a lot now.
I got trolled extremely hard by Vishiraj Bose in chat right now, so never mind me. I was just kind of distracted for a moment, and that will we see the ult? No, he's not ulting. I'm not quite sure. Oh, he does not have the mana for the ult, of course. I always fail to notice the littlest things, and that's all we get the kill on Damien, but Incarnation in return will try and get a double kill, I think. No, not quite, not at all. He will actually die for free, and that will be a 1-for-1 exchange, and 1-for-2 exchange, sorry.
Nexus Destroyers playing this extremely well. They got...
Yep. They're kind of backing each other up really well and trying to use their team comp to the fullest. But on the side of Team AX, like the later the game goes, the more the power of the Rumble will kind of be pulled out, I feel like. Like the only thing that will ever fall off. Wow.
Almost going down to that Graves' house. Graves missed his Q, so yeah, that was the reason he didn't go down. Top lane is like, yeah,
he actually made the BM lol in the end. Going all like and
okay,
it'll be a teleport. Wow, okay, that is an unlikely, really well pretty much caught catch being executed onto the Janna.
I don't know if that Thresh's play was like it was the luck or something, because like he timed that play so good. Like as soon as Janna monsooned, he played it to cancel it. It was very fast.
Well, that's I'd usually say it's luck, but again, like they're really about, oh wow, the ult steals, a beautiful steal coming in by Incarnation right onto Best Times SCA's own buff, and that will be an all-in, a standard all-in, and no BM. Wow.
What time are you on?
16:42, 16:43.
Okay.
Okay. So a steal into an immediate kill coming in for Incarnation, pretty much showing us how pretty much revealing how cheesy the mid Ezreal pick is in general. And Rumble, his flame splitters are slowly starting to hurt. I can't imagine how damaging they'll be once he finishes the Leandri's Torment and Zhonya's later on. He can pretty much chase out of lane. That's how much his damage will be, I feel like. And Incarnation laying down some pain. Cannot quite kill. We will not be able to quite kill the Jace though. Kill the Thresh though. he's just continually laying pressure onto mid lane. He's not roaming, he's not doing anything particularly fancy. He's just constantly trying to pressure down mid lane and trying to attract as many people as possible. Or so it seems, because unless he has some much greater almighty plan up his head.
We might see Ezreal roaming towards top lane.
Yeah, that's the evil plan that I kept talking about, which is going to be set in motion very soon. Ultimate target, he does have a ward and the tri-brush, but how can he hold himself up? Will he still be able to get away despite the information that is being revealed to him? Because just one single ward in the tri-brush is not enough information to save yourself when someone is going to sneak up on you that close.
Ezreal just gives up on it, and he just was made to push it.
As I'm saying, like, he just wants to be a flat out lane bully over anything else, and 3 people staying in that bot lane looking to try and make a play onto their bot lane, but realizing that they are opting to freeze and the lane will not come towards them in any moment, so they give up. So,
actually,
what do you think of the itemizations that both teams got? Just run me through. Run us through.
I guess Rumble is of course going for his score, which is like the haunting guys will give him a lot of damage.
Another big catch coming in right for his thing. Will he know the edge ult will miss? He goes home scot-free with nothing, with both the Syndra E and the threshold missing. And no! That will be a failed flash.
He flashed
Actually,
into
that failed flash.
Ult.
Wow. That failed flash also led to the Corki's big one hitting him. So things going very bad for Incarnation over there, but they'll still go for the dragon despite Incarnation's death.
That's so aggroing the dragon just to like poke down Rumble.
Yep, it's something that anybody can do so long as they have long range skill shots or hooks like that. And wow, I think that's in the process may have killed himself, and this will be more than enough incentive for them to just outright take the dragon right now.
I guess they'll just take dragon.
No, they're still convinced. They don't want. Wow, I don't think they want to. I think they want to be completely sure that Nexus Destroyers aren't on the way, but they don't realize. Okay, well, I guess they finally do, and they just go in. But for a second there, I feel like they didn't really see Nexus Destroyers wanting to fall back and not contest the dragon anymore.
I think it was because of Lee Sin's. I think it was because of Lee Sin's smite being down. They didn't want to like give it to Zinja.
Yeah, okay, that's probably it as well. I'm sorry guys, I failed to see the basicest things in this regard. So anyway, blue buff being picked up by Incarnation. He's being such a monster in that mid lane, 140 CS. And even Jungly himself, 162 CS in 20 minutes. So he's been having a really good game. He hasn't died once, and the only one being considered. And wow, oh my god, that is the second time he has missed his ultimate today, and an engage from Gorip Nexi completely turning around, and that will be 1 dead Graves as well.
God, he is getting very strong.
And wow, like that was just when I was beginning to say something good about Jungly. He does an epic screw. Well, actually not him directly, but more so about Gorip Nexi. But he did screw up his ultimate, and pretty much made sure that okay, Corki is gonna kill us because he missed my ult, because that was how it looked like. And a fed Corki in the mid game is a force to be reckoned with, a huge force to be reckoned with, and it's also what's making him super popular right now in the AD carry meta.
Incarnation just being a menace in the mid lane, he's just shoving it up and like poking down Syndra in her turret. He can't take ambush, just easily out of it.
The tower being finally going down for Syntastic, and that will be an ult being going in, and a beautiful synergized ultimates coming in, both the Equalizer and the Lee Sin Dragon's Rage. But wow, okay, good.
Oh my god, that was a good snipe.
I was about to say good thinking by Tinic to pretty much back off in time, but no, I'm not quite sure what he's thinking. He does get a double kill. If he gets his Valkyrie back off, he can probably escape and bide enough time, or not. Never mind, he doesn't choose the Valkyrie. He did try to go for an ambitious kill right onto Gorip Nexi, but never mind, that doesn't amount to anything. That was a bit of an early turnaround by Syntax. He could have actually lived and pretty much left the fighting to Incarnation and Gorip Nexi, but he kind of chose not to. And Wow, that will be some very aggressive plays on an unwarded brush coming in from Incarnation. However, can he live through this? No, not quite. Syndra did not even have to ult for that kill, but on top of all this, Jungli in that bot lane whittling down the tower and not quite able to get it because Ultimate Target 7 did respond to the push pretty well. But
Syndra did go for a DFG. So I don't know how Man is going to be holding
again,
up.
in the end, okay, right. So Syndra did go for the DFG in the end. However, this is with no sustain, and that's pretty much the reason why she's getting shoved out. Because I pretty much didn't see it in time, but now it explains. I mean, oh my god, that is a haphazard flash and does not amount to anything. The equalizer will secure the kill for teammates right now, and a turnaround. Very good turnaround. Oh my god, I completely was overlooking the turnaround over there onto the Gorim and XD. And we could see a 4v4, 4v3 right now, soon to be 4v4 in the mid lane. Who will come out on top? Ordinarily, comp-wise, it does look like Team AX is stronger, but the equalizer is down. The Dragon's Rage is not available, and that will be the threshold coming in onto Jungli. That will secure the kill. Can they get the kill? No, they cannot get the kill on Galaxy, but that sub moves in a little too close, takes a tower shot, cannot live, and Ultimate Target 7 having to run for dear life. Oh my god, he misses a very crucial EQ that could have landed him a double kill there into a triple right onto Syntastic A7X, but he misses horribly, completely. He probably broke down due to the mental pressure involved in trying to pick that, and a simple DFG kill coming in from on Termi Hunter.
Rumble just surviving.
It will be the ultimate of Syntastic. Not able to not able to quite kill him. I don't blame him for it not killing him, but anyway. The game did crash for Ultimate Target. Oh, right. So that kind of explains why he missed his EQ.
You should check your goal lead.
Explains why he missed his EQ. Or no, sorry, no, not EQ. The Terminator, I guess, because Terminator was the one who did crash, so who did disconnect. So
the goal lead, like, look at the goal lead. Like, Ezreal is just leading it. With, like, he has like more than 4K. He's 4K ahead of
setting up the goal lead for his team. He is responsible for 4 of the 5K, 4,000 of the 5,000 gold lead that Team AX have right now. So what should they be thinking? Like, what should both teams be thinking? What should AX be going from now on? Just more fights, or?
I guess AX should be going for more fights, while Nexus Destroyers will have to go for picks. The team fight doesn't look that strong comparing when you compare a Janna ult and that equalizer.
Right, so in the mid lane, Incarnation still being the nuisance that he was all game, with nobody quite able to respond to him so well because he is an Ezreal, an absolutely defensive Ezreal, and that will be an unlikely hook going right in from Deathsaw right onto Gorim and XZ, and will we see another death, a 4th time when it's going on or not? Incarnation with a beautiful ult, picking off the Syndra in the distance, and the Jace Q, EQ. Not quite sure why you weren't able to do it, and Jungli getting melted again along with Gorim and XZ. I'm really not quite sure.
Jace just missing his Q. Wow. That would have been an easy kill on Janna.
Yeah, that I think I really can't tell who's gonna win anymore, and that will be these two people going back in, and it'll be a clever turnaround. Not clever, more of a timely turnaround. It's more of just an in-time thing. The lesion happened to be in time when Nexus Destroyers were running on cooldowns, and that's pretty much why Team AX were able to turn the fight around.
Okay, Rumble has hit that point where you can't, you cannot ignore him at all. You can't stand in his ult and just be like, okay, it won't be that much.
You can't ignore the Rumble, you can't ignore the Ezreal who's pushing mid. Lots of problems onto Nexus Destroyers' mind, on their hands right now, really. Because you have an unsolvable Rumble who can pretty much completely shred you, whether team fight or skirmish. Again, if he lands his ult, but you really don't want to take the chance of Syntastic landing a bad ult because of how well he's been playing Rumble all this while. He's managed to hold up hold his own. He didn't particularly die. He's 2-1-6, which is always a decent score to have. And another ult coming in to attempt to try and steal the blue. No, not quite. It will be
Ezreal gets
secured
the
by...
blue. Ezreal gets the blue with his
Did
ult.
it hit? No, I don't think so.
I didn't? Okay, I think I saw that blue.
No, he already had a blue buff from before. That blue buff went to Cinder, I think. Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
No, sorry, no. The blue buff went to Jace. And that will be another catch. I'm completely missing this, but Best Damage SEA did get caught. And Terminator dies in trading off only with Gorev and XZ, but seriously, these catches on Gorev and XZ are not helping for Nexus Destroyers right now because they need better targets. They need a kill on Incarnation. They need a kill onto Syntastic. They shouldn't be going after the support so much like this just because, yes, he is mispositioning, but you're pretty much giving your life for him, and look at that. That's what Incarnation is doing to your team right now. I'm really not quite sure what is going on, and he gets a comfortable double kill. Coming in, please don't go in. Thank you for not going in, that's all. And not conceding a triple kill right onto Incarnation, and Syntastic comfortably taking the red buff while they're all at it. And the end is near. The end is near. Yeah, would you say the end is near if they just pretty much get the Baron right about now, which they obviously can't because two people are low, but is it wise to group for Baron right now, given how the team comp of Nexus Destroyers
is? A good equalizer can zone the whole blue team out. I don't know if they want to like risk.
XE again trying to act as bait, again trying to go right in. That will be a 3-man Tempest / triple, but how well will it work for them? Because Zhongli has gotten the kill onto Best Time as SEA. But Xin Zhao, Zhongli has gotten the kill onto Best Time as SEA, but at the same time, Gorev and XZ did die a 5th time to Nexus Destroyer, so that will be a 1-for-1 with nothing much else being put. So this is pretty much turning into a slaughterfest with 1-for-1 trades, but seriously, Team AX coming out on top because they've only been, it appears to be only their support falling most of the time. And at times it's also Damien on that Lee Sin who pretty much goes all in and tries to set up the initiation and dies to the rest, but he's at least doing his job. So they're not willing to die for free. Like, they're not willing to die for, oh my god, that will be a good ult to try and catch off, but how? He didn't particularly think that far ahead now, did he? And he had to use his flash to get away as well, so...
And like anytime now, Ezreal is going to get his Mura mana, which will be like another power spike.
Right now, he got it. He just got it. Just as you finished the sentence, he got it. So, a monster, a total monster of a mid laner who's constantly shoving it and doing nothing else and is single-handedly carrying the team. His spokes completely shredding the team right now. If Incarnation doesn't get melted in a team fight, I feel like they would win.
If you did like, you got Syndra to half HP, like just one Q.
Yeah, the match does seem pretty much over now, doesn't it? But Incarnation single-handedly holding off 3 members. I don't even know how this is working, but they're completely mind-gaming Nexus Destroyers into going for them, while the whole rest of the team just comfortably goes for Baron. This is good deception. This is good This is good guerrilla tactics coming in.
Ethan and Rumble almost getting executed by Baron.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're experienced enough, come on, you can't really get executed by Baron straight up like that anymore, because first of all, you can figure out Baron's attack, you can figure out the patterns of attacks. He doesn't directly attack you anymore. There's always that general... Yeah, there's always the general pretty much tip when you're going for Baron that it'll focus on the closest target, so just switch aggro. Anyway, I don't know why I'm saying basic tips when we're watching, when it's actually showing Incarnation dealing the world's worth of damage right onto them single-handedly, and that will be the first kill, but he will die to the rest.
Finally,
so Ultimate Target has been having a very rough game, and he hasn't quite been able to make the Jace pick work so far, because ordinarily a Jace can do much more, a lot more, not just in terms of raw damage, but in terms of disruption, in terms of peeling, in terms of... He can pretty much shut down Damien's engage single-handedly, but we haven't been seeing him step up to the plate and really willing to take those few sacrifices and or plays that we've expected him to make, and that will be a equalizer coming in, will only land behind them, nothing quite happening, but that will be a beautiful Graves shredding them down. A 3-for-1.
Recently, like,
1 for
Syndra into
3.
Corki.
But it actually turns out for a 1 for 3 in favor of Nexus Destroyers. I'm really not quite sure how that turned out. I only think that they overextended, but Go Riven XZ, a pointless ultimate coming in. I don't even think he was covering for Jungly there because Jungly was pretty much safe. The only thing he had to watch out for was a Thresh Hook, which he was anyway safe from, and 3 people from Nexus Destroyers are all going right in. Trying to go. Oh no, I'm not quite sure why Jungly is going in. He did not have his ultimate, but he did try to trust on the crit. And best time as SEA 1v1ing Incarnation. Will this Wise? No, not quite. The ult will hit him right in the face. And he will not pretty much do it. And that will be Jungly paying the price of overstaying. I feel like he could have recalled right there because he had the chance to. It didn't look like they were pretty much hunting for targets in the brush, and Incarnation getting an ult, but still nothing happening to him. The Bloodthirster doing work for him, and he's lifestealing every single. He can lifesteal the damage taken from Syndra's ult with about 5 to 6 auto attacks, and really, he's the menace that he is being right now is just crazy. Sheer craziness coming in. And that will be the hook, landing on the Syntastic A7X, and he will Zhonya's to bite for time while the rest of his teammates will die to Incarnation and the rest. And a very standard bit of desperation coming in from Nexus Destroyers' side. But this will be them picking a comfortable inhibitor, and from here on, will they possibly take? They're probably taking 1 Nexus Tower. They could very well finish this, mind you, if they play this right, pretty right. But it doesn't look like they can, and they rather call Jungly immediately making his way to the dragon, and a flash being coming in from Incarnation because he did let Redemar get a little too close, and really find out what's going on. Like, why is
barely survived that, like with the help of Diana Shield. Yeah, so I don't think blue team have a comeback in this game now.
It does seem kind of far out of reach, but can't you really say that? You look at, they're very catch comps. They're like, yes, they need to pick off opponents, but they also have the perfect team to do so, wouldn't you say? And probably if they stop missing the threshold, stop missing all this, and wow, that'll be a plain ult onto Incarnation, which will do nothing right now because the Negatron flow completely shuts it down, and a Jace Q will pretty much secure the kill onto Incarnation. And just as I was saying, man, I told you, they have the proper comp to pretty much secure, to pretty much make the catches that you want. And right now, Team AX are kind of scrambling.
And a great snipe coming in by Jace.
Wow, that'll be some good damage coming in from Damien. But how far will it take them? He did build damage. He is not tanky. They don't have much of a front line, and the only thing that they're getting is the only bit of tankiness they have is in Go Riven XT and to an extent Syntastic A7X, because yes, he's brimming with health and allies little scepter. At Go Riven XT does have a frozen heart, but is it really working? I don't really think so. What should they be looking to do right now?
If I was like red team, I would like tell my team to just go top and like pressure top, because one of them or two of them will have to go bot to hold down the super minion. There's nothing else to do. There's no objective.
Yep, they did take down the dragon, and they are sitting on how many dragons? They are sitting on 4 dragons, so they have all the pushing power they need. And going further, I'm really not sure what's stopping them anymore. And Damien is trying to take charge, he's trying to stay in the front line. And wow, the threshold barely missing Go Riven XT again. And really, the way Go Riven XT is just selling himself into all these team fights and pretty much willing to be the sacrifice is because he feels like his frozen heart can pretty much see him through, which is actually weird. Which is oddly working, actually. The fact that he can just build a frozen heart and pretty much being able to stay through is kind of weird. And engage, huge engage going in right from West Ham as here, but it will end up in his demise. He cannot do much, and Damien will go right in and kick Jace right out from his own base into Incarnation and the rest, and will pretty much get 2 free catches, but at the cost of his own life.
Super minion just taking down their Nexus turrets. I guess no one's paying attention to that from the blue team.
Yeah. Even I'm not, because there's just so much action going on in here, right as is. And at the cost of Damien, they did kill 3 people, and it will be fantastic. No, not quite. He cannot secure the kill onto Thresh, even though he made such a huge engage. But nothing much else coming off of it. I guess they can just go in and take down the middle inner tower, which does look like the plan that they wish to execute. But however, they will have to get out right now. Really, they're staying, and that potentially be a dead jungling. No, that's not a dead jungling. Thankfully, but no, Fantastic A7X in the bot lane did pretty much die, and they can't even proc the Guardian Angel off of Incarnation. So he'll still be a nuisance. He will just forever be a nuisance. Like, he's almost being Teemo right now, Incarnation on that as well. He's almost being like Teemo. Being that global taunt, being that low health, high damaging threat.
I guess like red team will just take Baron and just end it, I guess. There's nothing more the blue team can do.
Yeah, the match is also stretching like exorbitantly long, or I'll probably say obnoxiously long, given that given how fair Incarnation is. They're just not putting that damage to good use, I feel. Sure, yes, they did kind of go in. Damien did kind of make a good engage, but I feel like they're not pushing efficiently, because you see Incarnation going right in and pretty much standing to the Summoner platform, which is actually not only is it inefficient, it's also fairly egoistic. And seriously, that's what's delaying the match. It needn't be bad, because hey, they're ahead, they can do what they like, sure, but he's not really helping by doing all this, and it does look like Incarnation trying to push the inhibitor, and he's still allowing them. I'm really not quite sure why Nexus Destroyers aren't pressuring Incarnation to go out right now, because
barely surviving.
Wow,
I guess
a
he'll go
flash
down
you
now.
will miss right from Incarnation, but that will be the catch. Will they finally proc his Guardian Angel? Yes, they will. Can they secure the kill? Because Jungli and Gorevinexi are here. Damien is looking to land a Q. He will miss his Q, so that will end up in doing nothing. And it does look like the game is drawing to its close. We will finally see both teams. We'll finally see Team AX trying to end the game from this unnecessarily 38-minute game. Jungli going in, trying to take the second Nexus Tower, while Nexus Destroyers trying as hard as they can to pretty much go in, but he will die to Incarnation a third time. 27, 6 and 8. That is not an Ezreal that can be killed. 27, 6 and 8. That's really not what you'd want to see, but that will be a DFG ult coming in, but really not helping. And Nexus Destroyers dying a slow death, really. Not quite sure why it pretty much wilting it out, and nothing much else to say here, really.
Okay, that's
So